Upon my word, what a peculiar day this has been. I was enjoying a tranquil afternoon, practicing my Hayman breathing by a sun-dappled stream, when a most unusual gentleman appeared before me. He was of a rather compact stature, yet every inch of him was coiled with a power that felt raw, primal even. He introduced himself simply as Baki, his eyes holding an intensity I'd seldom seen, a burning hunger for challenge. He spoke of wanting to test his strength against mine, a proposition I could not, as a gentleman, refuse. A friendly spar, I presumed. I stood, assuming my ready stance, the gentle rhythm of Haman flowing through me like a warm river. "Very well, Mr. Hanma," I declared. "Let us have a contest of honorable strength." He simply smiled, a thin, knowing smile that sent a shiver down my spine, a feeling I hadn't known since my fateful encounters with Dio. His posture shifted. In an instant, the air around him grew heavy, thick with a palpable sense of danger. This was no mere friendly spar. This was a battle of philosophies, of life forces. He lunged. It wasn't a charge. It was an explosion. His speed was astonishing, a blur of motion that defied what I thought possible for a man without the aid of vampiric power. I barely had time to react, channeling Haman into my legs to sidestep his initial assault. The ground where I had stood moments before cratered under the force of his blow. A cold realization dawned on me. His strength was entirely his own, honed through unimaginable discipline. It was the pure, unadulterated peak of human physicality. I could see the intricate network of muscles ripple across his back, forming a visage that was both terrifying and strangely magnificent. He called it the demon back, a testament to his lineage, he said, a legacy of combat. It reminded me in a way of my own Joestar legacy, a destiny intertwined with battle. But where my power came from the sun's very light, his seemed to be forged in the crucible of pure, relentless conflict. It was a fascinating, albeit intimidating, contrast. I decided I could no longer remain purely on the defensive. I had to show him the true nature of my abilities. As he prepared his next attack, I took a deep breath, drawing in the energy of the world around me. "Sunlight yellow overdrive," I cried out, my fist glowing with a brilliant golden aura. I met his charge head-on. Our fists collided, and the impact was like thunderclap echoing through the valley. It was not a collision of flesh and bone, but of two diametrically opposed energies. A shock wave erupted from the point of contact, sending ripples across the stream and making the very trees tremble. He was pushed back, a look of genuine surprise on his face. He stared at his hand, then at me, a flicker of something new in his eyes. Respect. What is this power?" he asked, his voice low and raspy. "It's not just strength. It feels warm, alive." I smiled, my breathing steady. "This is Haman, Mr. Hanma, the energy of life itself, the power of the sun." He seemed to process this, his analytical mind dissecting the new information. He then adopted a stance I had never seen, mimicking the movements of an insect, a praying mantis. The sheer creativity of his martial arts was breathtaking. He moved with an unsettling fluidity, his strikes coming from unpredictable angles. I was forced to use my Haman in more versatile ways, creating ripples to deflect his attacks, infusing the ground beneath him with energy to disrupt his footing. This was not a battle of good versus evil. It was a duel of warriors from different worlds, each pushing the other to new heights. I could feel my own control over Haman deepening with every exchange, every parry, every counter. His adaptability was incredible. He seemed to learn my patterns as quickly as I displayed them, forcing me to constantly innovate. I used a zoom punch, extending my reach, only for him to flow around it like water, closing the distance in the blink of an eye. I saw an opening and channeled my energy. Metal silver overdrive. My fist connected with a nearby tree branch, instantly transferring the Haman through the wood. The branch whipped forward like a steel chain, aiming to ensnare him. But with a blur of motion, he twisted his body, dislocating and then immediately resetting his joints to slip through the attack. The level of body control he possessed was simply superhuman. It was a spectacle of human potential that was both awe-inspiring and deeply humbling. I realized then that to overcome such a master of physical combat, I had to use the environment, a core tenet of Haman training taught to me by the great Baron Zeppeli. I drew him closer to the stream, the water acting as a perfect conductor for my power. As he stepped into the shallows, I plunged my hands into the water. Turquoise blue overdrive! The entire stream lit up with a brilliant blue-green light as Haman energy surged through it, a powerful current directed straight at him. The blast caught him, and for the first time, he staggered, his muscles seizing from the overload of life energy. He gritted his teeth, his demon back flexing as he fought against the invisible force. It was a testament to his incredible will that he was able to stand at all. Seeing his struggle, I felt a pang of a gentleman's concern. This was never a fight to the finish, but a test of mettle. He eventually fell to one knee, breathing heavily, the raw aura around him subdued. He looked up, not with anger, but with a curious, almost scholarly gaze. Incredible, he breathed. Your power, it attacks from the inside. It's not about breaking bones, it's about overwhelming life itself. I walked over and extended my hand, the golden glow of my Haman fading. And your strength, Mr. Hanma, is a monument to human dedication. It is an honor to have faced you. He took my hand, and his grip was like iron. He stood up, the tension of battle replaced by a quiet understanding. We were two sides of the same coin, two warriors who had reached the pinnacle of our respective arts. We exchanged a nod, a silent acknowledgement of the profound respect we had just earned for one another. As he turned to leave, disappearing as mysteriously as he arrived, I was left with a deep sense of gratitude. The world, it seems, is far larger and filled with more wonders and more honorable warriors than I could have ever imagined. This encounter has truly been a lesson. It has reaffirmed my belief that true strength is not merely about overwhelming force, but about the spirit, the discipline, and the philosophy behind it. Thank you all for listening to my tale. Should you wish to hear more of my adventures, do consider following my journey. Until next time, stay golden.